Alonso and Kovacs from the final lap of race 1. Racing incident, so Kovacs will keep that P4. Grace and Vlad Tokarev's about to come to the line, but this is the battle between Kovacs and Alonso. Contact is made and Alonso's rounded into the wall. Demori on the back of Villeneuve. Kovacs is going to go up the inside at the comp. Does Villeneuve get it stopped? He does. They just rub doors a little bit. Through the second part now, Kovacs will have the inside line for the next part of the circuit. Martin, just talk us through your race a little bit, because it looked a great one to watch.
I didn't really think that I have a chance, seeing the times before and just seeing the previous challenges. Well, I tried my best. I made some mistakes and I couldn't really find the pace in the second race.
They did not take the race stop. And has already lost out on 20 positions due to tumbling down the order there. We, for the first time today, well, Tokarev is not waiting. He is already checked out up front. Now Klaffenbach is back. So I wonder if that's a little connection problem on his end there that made him just disappear for a brief moment and come back onto the screen. But it is Julian Klaffenbach down into turn 1. Nice and easy into the lead. A few cars just being very cautious looking to turn 1. And nicely through they go. You see the spray coming up from all the cars, but it is very cautious already at the start of this race, and that is a nice, patient way to go. And I believe that was Sabota trying to go side by side already in towards El Rouge. It's not Sabota, it's the two behind him who now go single file. That is Alonso and Villeneuve. Tim Bellicki is out of this race, it's saying on the timing screen there, so not sure what's happened to Tim Bellicki. We've only done the first corner, and Tim's already dropped down the standings. Again, I wonder if that is just a little connection issue. We'll hopefully get that resolved for himself. He's not actually out of this race. Hopefully so. We'll see what happens. You can see there, Klaffenbach out of the race and reappearance. That is definitely connection on Julian's street. Palmisano is now out of this race. I'm not sure what happened to Gianluca Palmisano with Tim Bellicki, both out of the race already. And that is not the start they'd have wanted. And Klaffenbach here is flashing all over the screen, as is the fun of sim racing. But Tokarev closely following to the back of Klaffenbach. Down through No Name they go. That is very wide, that from Taranto. This is Villeneuve here, who's right on the back of him. Having a look at Blanchimont, but them puddles on the inside aren't going to make it easy. That gap may have just opened. He's now going to try and stick up the inside for the second part of Blanchimont. He's all over the puddles here. Through they go, they make contact, and around goes Villeneuve. Well held to get it pointing kind of now back in the right direction. But really, and oh, he's nearly flipped the headset and headbutted his steering wheel there. Be careful, young man. Really, I have to say, kind of his own fault. He put the car up the inside where the puddles was and just aquaplaned into the side of the green and white Toyota. There was another car in the background off, but this is the battle for the lead. It is Julian Klaffenbach already out front, not pulling away, managing to keep a nice tidy gap to that of Tokarev behind him, who's got Sabota there as well. Klaffenbach out of this race again. I assume he's going to reappear. There he is. Oh, that is rather close for Tokarev for a car to be reappearing. Yeah, that is a little sketchy. And Tokarev is going to try and look around the outside after having a heart-in-mouth moment, seeing that car just reappear in front of his windscreen. He's now going to try and cut up the inside, and Klaffenbach into the pit lane, not sure why. So it is Tokarev from Sabota. We'll see what happens at the moment. He may have been told about them connection issues that he has to return to pit lane to try and sort that out from race control. Taranto currently P5 now with the virtual reality headset on. Make sure you look to your right, because there's a car there. That is Kovacs. He's trying to tuck underneath through La Source. Gets a great switchback now. Has he got the momentum out the corner, though? They are side by side with each other. And has Taranto got that moved on over Kovacs? It's a great fight at the minute. The Portuguese / Spaniard gets past Kovacs, the Hungarian. Now Kovacs gets a great run, he can try and come back at him through Radion, down the camel, straight they go. He's gone to the outside, the puddles are on the inside. You just hear there, Taranto just had to have a small lift. You heard him hit the puddles. Klaffenbach is out the pits. And I believe, no, just Klaffenbach out the pits. Still Belicky and Palmisano out this race. In fact, Palmisano is now registered in the pit, so maybe a connection issue for Gianluca. As to Mori, he's climbed up several places in this race, already gained 10 places up the inside at Lecombe. Just aquaplaned a little wide, he comes through the puddle, and he's up one more, he's up to P9 now. So Simon De Mori on a charge. At the moment, the Austrian driver has just got ahead of Thomas Herzog. So he come down towards No Name. Palmisano is on the way out of pit exit. Why not go back in this race? Anything can happen. 5 minutes in, 20 minutes still to go in this race. And this already looks fantastic. Well, here is Alabal, the Spaniard, currently 13th place. Remember, the top 15 get reversed. So Borja Sarzo and Salinas Garza are on that cut. Taranto's now gone wide. That's through Blanchimont. He's just got to be careful a little bit now. He's lost a place to Gonzalez. He's got Duran Pedina running the same livery right behind him. Currently running P7 in this race at the moment, and that is wide again from Taranto. That is through Stavolo then. Goes very wide, dropped a wheel or two onto the gravel on the outside, just trying to push them limits a little bit. Now this is the interesting part, is that standing water that was around this part of the circuit just looks like it's starting to be a little clearer. They seem to be taking a bit more of a normal line through this part of the circuit. Look through Blanchimont though. Still very wide for some drivers, and Villeneuve there through the puddle, up the inside. Herzog's not letting this one go though. And Villeneuve gets the move done over over Edgar Stow, sorry. Palmisano's back in this race now. I was interested, in fact that wasn't over. This is Lawson, clips the back of Duran Pedina there into La Source. Now he's on his way, shakes his head there. I don't really see what he's shaking his head out there. There's Stan at the moment, can take a look at the replay of the start of this race. This was Tokarev's point of view as he gets away, obviously looking forward to Klaffenbach. We saw Zed tumble down the leaderboard because struggling with connection. That was why he was solo down. This is Villanueva up the inside of Blanchimont, and you just see he goes through the puddle, just kind of can't turn in, the car just will not grip, and he slides into the side of the green and white car. Just watch again from the car behind, and yeah, just sort of aquaplanes wide. Torres all on his own into Pouan, just dropping a wheel onto that painted AstroTurf. This is Gonzalez overtaking Taranto, who's very wide himself. Look, you just see over the AstroTurf. And on the painted area, where he's going to be even slippier. On board with Gonzalez, Alibu now on the back of Stow. Klaffenbach back in this race, he's got past Torres. So his fourth position. Jean-Luc Palmisano on 140 behind. 1.2 behind that of Derek Torres. So far, listen to how patient Alabal is. Gains a lot though over Stow through Pouan. He's going to the outside now. the right-hander. It's down there, just drifting a little wide, trying to avoid the puddles. You see the different lines are taking, the wet lines. Oh, steady, losing the rear, but well held at the moment. How about trying to put on a good display here into campus for the third time. 9.5 minutes through this race. A little wider line as well there through Stavolo. Demori's got past Duran Podinas. Demori's up to P7 now. He is on a charge, is Simon Demori. Really is fired up in this race. And wants to try and get as many positions in this one as he possibly can. Garza here to the outside of Borges Orzo at the bus stop chicane. They got very close under braking. Orzo the inside line. Garza the inside line now for the second part. Just drifts a little wide. Taps the side of Borges Orzo. Little silly there, knowing the puddles on the apex. You're not going to be able to get that turned in. Here's your race leader though, Vlad Tokrev, already doing great things in this race. 3.6 ahead of Sabota, who didn't have outright pace in this race early on, but is doing, he's driving a great race so far. If that's Fast and Furious inspired that. Here's Alonso P3 at the moment, Kovacs P4. A good train of cars currently behind Taranto, Gonzalez, Demori and Duran Podinas then. Here is Kovacs. This is that little battle. Gonzalez, Demori and Duran Podinas. Demori though looking up the inside of Gonzalez. Duran Podinas trying to follow him through as they're going to hit the brakes, but they come now. So Demori's up yet another place. Gonzalez side by side with Duran Podinas. Podinas still fighting this one. Can have the inside line for the next part of the circuit, and he does. And is he through? Not just yet, still side by side. This is great racing as they come downhill. Now now Duran Podinas looking up the inside. Gonzalez has to yield that place. Battle behind as well, side by side action coming into No Name. Just ahead of these, I believe it was Gonzalez. Oh no, that was Gonzalez and Podinas, sorry, yeah. And now watching Thomas Herzog. Sure, I saw two pretty side by side through the hairpin. Either way, looks to have all sorted itself out. Oh, on the painted green stuff that for Gonzalez. Alabu takes it really wide. Lauritsen then can come past on the outside. There we go. Through goes the Dane. Borges Orzo will be P2 in that second race if he keeps going at this rate at the moment. But he's got Garza on the back of him, trying to put on a good show at the moment. This is looking back from Borges Orzo then. That is a spin there for Garza. Just dropped a wheel over the curb and he lost the rear of the car. Now Duran Podinas looks a little loose coming through Blanc-Jouan towards the chicane. Man, he just hold it all together. This is going to allow Gonzalez to have a look up the inside, maybe at the bus stop. No, he can't. We're over half race distance. And drivers now just struggling to overtake. They're struggling to see where their lines will be without having to make a few errors. As Gonzalez really trying to put some pressure back on Duran Podinas. Simon Demori is already within 0.8 of a second then of that of Taranto. That is for P5. Demori Tamori's actually not gone fastest lap of the race. That's gone to Vlad Tokar, a 17.1. As Tamori has now passed Taranto on the timing screens. So he's done that through El Rouge. And Radion, great shot, great drive, up 14 places here for Simon Tamori. And obviously it's about scoring the points in this one. So this is where it's going to be vital for him to try and score as many points as possible. Gonzalez now trying to come back on Duran Pedina as they're going to look up the inside in towards that then of Lecomte. Can't do it. Pedina hangs on once again. Can Tamori in these last 10 minutes gain on the back of Kovacs? He's about 5 seconds behind. It's going to take some doing. But he is currently on the last lap. Simon Tamori was 1.8 seconds quicker. So he's took a lot out of him last time around. In fact, Simon Tamori last time out did his personal best. Was the quickest man on the circuit last time around. This man who's been there and thereabouts for the last couple of races. He's really trying to take home some prize money with him. Obviously the extended bit of prize money now for the top 5. Which is going to make this a little more interesting as they come through this race. That is Thomas Herzog. Behind him, Duran Pedina. What has happened to him in this one? He's dropped right down the order then. He's gone from 7th place all the way down to 10th. He's lost a few places. That is unfortunate because he was having a great race early on and had a great fight with Gonzalez in this race, but now could come under some pressure. Here's Miguel Alonso being put under some pressure by that of Kovacs. And while these two fight and squabble, this is going to allow Tamori to gain even more time. He's not really lost any time to the race leader. That gap's now down to 4 seconds between Tamori and these two. So he's coming early on here. Hard braking into that pit stop chicane as Alonso is defending from Kovacs. That's who we're looking back on. And there, it was that Tamori in the background, I believe it possibly was. Alonso just manages to break a bit of a gap. Just going to look at the last lap times here. Simon Tamori a 3:17.6, Alonso a 19.4, and Kovacs a 18.7. Which was gained again another 1.8 seconds over Miguel Alonso, and he's took 1.1. Sorry, he's gained 1.8 over Alonso. He's gained 1.1 over Kovacs. So Tamori here could be having an opportunity of maybe a podium in this race. We have a few more replays to show you once again. This is Taranto coming up El Rouge, and you just see he's hit a puddle and has to take the escape road. Narrowly avoids the wall, sorry. This is Tamori's view. This is how he got past him then up through El Rouge. So Simon Tamori, that is how he got past Duran Pedina, now back on the rear end of Thomas Herzog. Pulls to the outside of Lecomte. Sweeps around the outside. Lovely move from Duran Pedina. Herzog didn't fight that one too hard. Knows there's still plenty of time left in this race, and there's a second race to come as well. Pedina goes wide. This is what we say. Still time for him here to have a look. I believe that is Julian Klaffenbach's connection once again, possibly just letting him down. But you just saw him bouncing back and forth between the places. There's a little moment on the wheel. He's just on, off the throttle. And Herzog and Podium gained a place there. I believe Stow is the driver I've seen drop down on the timing screens. He's now down to 14th place. So for Stow at the minute, he's really tumbled down. He's obviously had a moment somewhere in this one. So at the moment then, it is Tokra from Sabona, from Alonso. This is the battle for the podium. Kovacs is the car behind him, P4. Look for Simon Demori now. He's got within a couple of seconds. There he is in the background. 5.5 minutes left to go in this race. This is going to be crucial at the moment, as here comes Kovacs pulling out of the bus stop chicane on the inside of Alonso. Can he make this one work? I don't think he will. He's not far enough alongside. And Alonso tucks that back in, but runs a little deep on exit. And now Kovacs is going to try and come back at him. Will be on the outside line for the source. I don't think he got the run out the final corner he would have wanted. No, he didn't. But while these two are having a great little battle here, he's now going to think up the inside and tries to send one on that of Alonso, gives him a wide berth into La Source. They go, no contact made. And I still think Alonso has hung on to this one. He has indeed. This is allowing Demori to get even closer. Gonzalez has dropped down to 8. Villanova has got up to P7 now. And already Demori is gaining on the back of these two. 2 seconds in it. You just see how twitchy and how patient they have to be up through Eau Rouge. They come, but Kovacs really attacking the back of Alonso late in this race. 4 and a bit minutes to go. This is crucial here. This has been great racing in the heavy rain so far, and you just see how much Kovacs here gains on the brake, and he's now going to look on the inside, and the second portal they come, they tap, make bit of contact, but it's well held from both drivers. Duran Pardina loses out to Thomas Herzog down the order, and now Simon Demori will be gaining on the back of them. This is the Duran Pardina Thomas Herzog fight. They now come into Le Combe. And nothing there that Duran Pardina can do to get that place back. Back to the battle for the podium. There is Simon Demori, 1.1 off the rear. Already on the back of these two now. With 3.5 to go. One more lap left in this race. Simon Demori's got this and one more to get himself on the podium. It's been a great drive. And that's Kovacs very wide of Blanchimont and Pouon. And that'll be it. He's not going to be able to mount a challenge to Alonso now. Just pushing a little too hard. And Demori goes through. He's not lost massive amounts of time, but he's lost enough. Now needs to follow Demori, who is right on the rear of that of Miguel Alonso, who's been defensive and drove brilliantly in this one so far. Fastest lap, Vlad Tokrev, the only man in the 16s, a 16.9. His last lap was a 17.0. Demori, though, he's right on the back of these two now. So this is going to be huge for Simon Demori. If he can get a podium, that will be 16 places gained in this race. Well, he's got one more to go. Alonso to the chicane once again. Offers that inside line. Demori's later on the brakes. He's going to try and have a look. And he just to stop the car and thinks better of it. He's now going to try and get a better run out of the chicane down towards La Source. Didn't get a great launch, but this is it now for Demori. He's got to go here. Stow into 15th place. Him and Garza having a great scrap. Demori, though, to the outside at La Source. Is he going to try and brake later and tuck back underneath that of Alonso? He's not going to be able to. Alonso driving very defensive and very well here at the moment. Just how patient you have to wait. Now Demori applies the full throttle. Now he starts to mount an attack, and he got on the accelerator fully, way quicker than Alonso there, because he's now got to run down the Camel Straight. They come for the final time in this first race. They are side by side. Demori's just snuck in front of Alonso here, and they're going to be on the outside. Is Demori coming down towards the con for the final time, side by side, braking it at pretty much exactly the same point. Demori sweeps around the outside. That is a great move from the Austrian, who's gained 16 places in this race and is now sitting on the podium. He's now got to not make a mistake in this one. Stow and Garza battling for that 15th place, which will take pole position in the next race. This is that battle, as Garza's actually lost out to Scanderi then. I'm not sure what's happened. Alonso now back under pressure from Kovacs. Kovacs wants them points. Points mean prizes at the end of the day. The more points accumulated, the more chance of winning the prize money. So Alonso in this race was P3 for all of it, up until this final part. This is going to be huge at the moment. Alonso and Kovacs doing the battles once again here, taking it all the way to the wire. I don't think Kovacs has got enough time. He's going to have to go full send into the bus stop chicaning in these conditions. That's even harder, but that was Alonso a little wide. He managed to hold it together, but he looked a little squirrely coming out of Stavolo there. This has been a fantastic race, and Vlad Tokarev's about to come to the line, but this is the battle between Kovacs and Alonso. Contact is made, and Alonso's rounded into the wall. And he is going to tumble down the order, but Vlad Tokarev is going to take the race win. It's been a dominant performance from this man. He has been fantastic in this opener. Sabota will come across P2. Very good drive from him as well. And then it is Simon Demori. Take nothing away from this man's performance in this first race, because that was fantastic. Kovacs P4, Taranto P5. Villanova is going to take P6. Here is Thomas Herzog. Has he just lost out? He's going to try and tuck back. He spins around the rear of Duran Pardina and holds his hands in the air. If you have enjoyed today's action, make sure you join us in 2 weeks' time, the 16th of June, 6:45 here in the United Kingdom, where we'll be live on air for the Racer League drivers to take around this Spa circuit. Edgar Astau will lead us away. And it's a very bunched up start. It's going to be a different start now, as we are green and go for the second race here. There's already a driver on the grass. They're all very congested and bunched up into turn one. Oh, we're going to see a few dramas. Everybody braking nice and easy. Very patiently through turn one they go. No problems for anybody at the moment. All through nice and cleanly. Check. Now we get to El Rouge. This is the second battle and the second task for these drivers. Julian Kleffenbach then already leads this race up to El Rouge. He's a little wide through the first part. Drivers you just see taking different lines through the puddles here at Spa. In towards the Ardennes Forest they go now. Here is Julian Kleffenbach being attacked now by Stow down the Camel Straight towards the con they go. Stow has just got his car in front, it says on the timing screens, so just by a couple of inches he's got the car in front. He's now got the car fully in front of Kleffenbach, round the outside on the brakes. This is Gonzalez side by side with, I believe that is Lauritsen. Great action on this opening lap. Everybody still facing the right way and through together. Kovacs got past Villanova there as well. Where's Demori? Where's Tokarev down in 16th? So not the start for Tokarev. Demori's already gained 1 place. Thomas Herzog's down 7. A few off-tracks for drivers now as well. And that is a couple in the wall. Who is that? Sabona was one of the drivers in the wall. That is Miguel Alonso, who was recovered. Well, his day goes from bad to worse. He's down 6 places now. Tokrev moves up to 13th. Simon Demori's up to 10th. So this going to be crucial already. That is Stout, who was leading this race, but going through Pouon, has gone wide and has tumbled down to P5. Demori now looking up the inside of Gonzalez Alabu in the cookie liveried Toyota. Demori now up to P8. Towards the end of the first lap. Here is Scanderi, P13 at the moment for him. Taranda was one of the other drivers off. This is Simon Demori though, he's already up 5 more places. He's gained 21 places in the racing today. That is Villeneuve, very wide. Gonzalez now going to have a look. Where's Demori going to do? He'll sit behind. He's going to look up the inside of Gonzalez though. Has to wait. He's over to the back there of Villeneuve. Kovacs has got ahead of Borges Zorzo, so Kovacs driving well at the moment. Demori looks to get the run out the final chicane over that of Gonzalez. His battles up and down the circuit. Little wiggle for a car behind. As they all come across the line, 18 seconds separate the field at the moment. But Demori is going to look up the inside of Gonzalez. Easy as you like, it's another place for Simon Demori. He's up 6 places. Tokrev is only 12th at the moment. Comes Tokrev then, up the hill. Demori now side by side, I believe that was, once again, with that of Gonzalez. That's now sorted itself out. It's now Alabau and Lauritsen who are side by side. And then it is Herzog and Tokrev who is also together. Lauritsen gets past Alabau, looking on the back of Demori already. So Demori has lost back out to Gonzalez here. Judged to be a racing incident, we're being told from Alonso and Kovacs from the final lap of race 1. Racing incident, so Kovacs will keep that P4. Here's Duran Pardina up the inside of Kovacs, who was P4 race 1, and Sergio and Herzog racing incidents as well. Duran Pardina stays P3. Sorry, stays P3. Bilge Zorzo there. That's Kovacs now up into 2nd place. So he's having a great drive. At the minute, he was 4th in the first race, currently going 2nd at the moment. Could be what he needs to take home that €100. Who's that wide? Gonzalez Alabu is one of the drivers. And I believe it was just Gael Gonzalez who was wide as well. Lauritsen's off the track. It was Gonzalez who was wide, so Demori up to 7th. Tokrev is now 8th. Alonso's back up to 11th. See, he was off earlier in the race. He's having a look at Gonzalez here, but there's no gap whatsoever. And look at Demori, Zorzo and Stout. 3 for 5th, 6th and 7th on the timing screens. They are so close to each other, pretty much pushing each other along. Here comes Alonso, gets better drive out of Stavolo. Oh, who's that sideways? Gonzalez was sideways there, all over the place. And that was the battle he was watching. Now Edgar Astau at Blanchimont. has got hurt. Demori on his right-hand side. Borges Orzo is just in front in the green car. Simon Demori, is he going to try and keep the nose there for the second part of the chicane? He is. He's not going to get the best drive out of the corner because Borges Orzo is just in front of him and has to wait behind. Sabota's dropped down to 14th place. Palmazzano, in fact now Gonzalez has got into the pit lane, so clearly got some damage somewhere on that car for Gonzalez. In fact, now he's been given a drive-through penalty, so it comes on the screen. Drive-through penalty for incidents involving Lauritsen at Pouhon. Gianluca Palmisano to the outside, Sabota up the inside. Now they've got Garza trying to attack as well. Cleffenbach 5 seconds up the road from Kovacs, but look at this from Palmisano. Doesn't fear anybody, he's going for the attack at the bottom of El Rouge. Who's going to back out of this? Sabota does. Palmisano did not even question that. Didn't even think about backing out there. He just got the move done. Borges Orzo now has lost out to Stout and Demori. Demori's on the outside of him here. That is Tokarev to the outside, coming down the Kemmel straight towards Lecom for the third time. Zorzo, nearly that from Stout, the unsafe rejoin, very close to tapping that off Simon Demori. Tokarev and Zorzo get through as well. Now Tokarev a little wider there. Well, that is potentially his line. We can take a look at a few of the replays then. This was Stout on that of Cleffenbach for the race lead at Le Combe. Cleffenbach straight back round the outside, beautifully done. Great racing from the two leaders there. Stout tried to fight it back at the hairpin. Cleffenbach kept it around the outside, probably the better line to be on. Yeah, that's the move fully done. This is Borges Orzo's view of that move. Right around the outside, probably more grip out there for Cleffenbach. This is Torrento at the hairpin. We saw a few cars off, and he drops the wheel, and two mistakes on their own. Torrento just put the wheel on the painted green stuff. Not sure what happened to Sabota. Borges Orzo wide, and this was Kovacs getting past. This is what the drive-through penalty was for Gonzalez. That is pretty stonewall there. Lauritsen down in 15th place. Gonzalez still in the pits. He's probably called that one a day. Now Tokarev fighting Stout in towards Blanchimont. They can't get past. Or he's put a couple of cars between himself and Vlad Tokarev. Sabota down in 11th, so we've got a few more points to pick up. Taranto is down in 17th, so failed to see where he's going to score the points in this second race to maybe take some prize money home with him. Demori's just passed Duran Padina on the timing screens. Oh, look at that, Tokarev on the exit, just drives around the outside of Stout. Fully past him, better traction on the power earlier. Great move that from Vlad Tokarev. Alonso getting up the inside of Thomas Herzog. No, that's Thomas Herzog up the inside of Alonso, sorry. Herzog moves into 9th place. So Tokarev's up 8 places, Kovacs is up 10, and Simon Demori is up 9. Demori now 2.5 seconds off the back of Villeneuve, but matched him last time around whilst making an overtake. This is Herzog and Alonso. Herzog backs out of that, does he? Yes, Tokarev though was side by side, I saw with Borges Orzo. He's not now, he's ahead of Borges Orzo. And this is Kovacs side by side then with Villeneuve. There in the background is Simon Demori. He's got Duran Padina on the back of him as they come down the Kemmel straight. Kovacs looking to take home €100 today. He's driving brilliantly and just lets Villeneuve have the place, but he's gone so deep in the first part of Le Combe, gets the second part horribly wrong because he's got to go so slow as he takes the tighter line, and Kovacs through. Villeneuve will have to fight another day and try and come back at Kovacs, and all this is going to allow Simon Demori the chance to gain onto the back of him. Tokrev got re-overtaken by Borjazozo. And it's Stow, Alonso and Herzog in this train as well. All going nicely at the moment out there. Tokrev got the P7. So that'll give him 24 points to go with his 32, so that'll be 56 points. For Kovacs at the moment, it's a big momentary pull. And Kovacs got 27 points in race 1, and he's then coming on for 29. So that'll be 56 as well as Stow. Just so I'm looking at my notes, has had a problem! And Lauritsen nearly into the back of him there. And Garza now on the back of Lauritsen. So apologies, I missed what happened to Stow just as I was looking at my notes. Now Borjazozo has Tokrev on the outside of him, so 66 points for Kovacs and Tokrev at the moment. Change that because Tokrev gets another place. That'll give him 57 points in this one currently. Simon Demori, 3rd place and 4th place currently. Yeah, that's 3rd place overall at the minute, 55 points to his name there. Kovacs has lost out to Villeneuve, so that's a change for 2nd place. And that'll help Demori out, because there he is on the back of these two. Kovacs tried to come back underneath Villeneuve out the bus stop chicane and has the drive. Is he alongside? Well, yes. Is he past? Not quite. Fully now. Make sure he chops the nose off Simon Demori. He's going to look on the inside. Ooh, how has he got that stopped and not into the back of Kovacs there? That was nearly a huge moment. And he just looks like nothing's happened there, does Simon Demori. So Kovacs back into 2nd place, and back into 2nd place by my calculations overall. Villeneuve, Kovacs, Demori is currently the 2nd, 3rd, 4th battle. Durand Pardina is there, a 2nd behind. Vlad Tokrev 3.6 off the back of that. Now look at the slipstream. Demori on the back of Villeneuve. Kovacs is going to go the inside at the com. Does Villeneuve get it stopped? He does. They just rub doors a little bit. Through the 2nd part now, Kovacs will have the inside line for the next part of the circuit. He's up the inside, drifts a little wide. Villeneuve could have a look, but he's had a snap on exit. Now here comes Demori, looking up the inside of the hairpin, where the puddle is. Thinks better of it. Bit of a slide for Villeneuve. That's a lot hard to force Demori into the puddle a moment. It is all going off. Cleffenbach leads this race by a country mile, though. Just lost a lot of time this lap over Kovacs. A little twitchy out there at the minute. And Vlad Tokrev, well, at the start of this lap, it was over 3 seconds. He's now 1.1 behind, so he is charging at the minute. Demori all over the back of Villeneuve here. Durand Pardina, you see there, is just between himself and Demori. I think Tokrev is in the box seat here for positions. Villeneuve is so twitchy at the moment. He is so loose out there. Just possibly overdriving the car a little bit. Demori's not close enough to have a look. Where is Taranto? He's down in 15th. Sabona is up to 10th. So he's on a comeback drive. Possibly a bit of prize money here. Sabona, kind of all on his own in this one. See what he does. Durand Pordina, though, has now got Tokarev, who is charging in this race. Demori's done the fastest lap. Tokarev is charging. Demori's past Villeneuve there. Now Villeneuve's back in front. Tokarev around the outside of Durand Pordina. That's what's happening in front. Tokarev moved on. Durand Pordina had a bit of a moment. That is Demori out on the curb. He's trying to keep it down towards the inside line of La Source. And he is side by side now with Villeneuve, who's going to have to give him the inside line. Demori's in front. Durand Pordina's got back ahead of Tokarev, so he's had better drive out the chicane. But Villeneuve trying to fight it. He's now on the painted stuff over the outside curve of La Source, and Demori now through. Tokarev's just set the fastest lap on the last lap. Great bit of racing here at Spa today. And the Race League drivers in 2 weeks' time could be even more fascinating. Here's Borja Zarzo now on the back of Alonso. Up through Eau Rouge, they've got Thomas Herzog behind them. A little battle here developing at the moment between these two. Pordina and Tokarev. Side by side, Tokarev's through. Here comes Alonso. Being hunted down by Zarzo and by Herzog. Sabota in the background. Stau's got past Taranto, so that's more points for Taranto than he's lost at the moment, because Stau's going to try and go around the outside of Lecon. They do well not to make contact. And Lauritsen is just ahead. Now they back doors a little bit as Taranto comes back on the inside of Stau. Still together. We've had some fantastic, dramatic racing. Garza's moved up to 16th place. Taranto still on the inside. They still exchange paint. And Stau in the black Toyota, the green and white of Taranto, drops behind and drops to 15th. Tokarev, 7/10 behind Villeneuve, who has been dropped by Demori. This, though, is your race leader, 10 seconds out front. Julian Klaffenbach leads this race. Now, we turn our attention to the points, and by my calculations at the moment, Kovacs, 4th and currently 2nd. That is 56 points. Tokarev was 1st for 32. And is currently 5th. That'll give him 26. So that'll be 58 points, giving him the outright win. Demori took 28 points, and he's now going to take another 28 points. That'll also be 56, tying him with Kovac. But Kovac has had the 2nd place, so I assume it'll go back to Kovacs in the 2nd race, or possibly the average result, which will probably give it then to Demori. For Sabota, he scored 29 points race 1, currently 10th. Which will give him 21. That'll put him on 50 exactly. Here is Taranto, though, the other man who was in that points. He was 5th place, 26. He's now 14th. He's only going to take 17 points. It might not be enough, but he's got another move maybe on Lauritsen to put him into 13th place as he goes up the inside towards Blanchimont now. They still are so close to each other, maybe just touching at the exit of Blanchimont. And now towards the chicane, Lauritsen through a puddle, well held there. And the Dane is fighting hard. Stau right with them. Nice, brilliant driving. Parking on the apex, get it through. We can take a look at a few more replays into the final 4.5 minutes. This was Tokarev driving round the outside of Stau earlier on. This is Kovacs on Villeneuve. This is where Villeneuve missed the first part on the comp. And Kovacs went round the outside and then took the inside. That wasn't the end of that fight. And Stau, that's why he's low down the order, drops a wheel onto the curb, round he goes. I tell you what, you've got to be careful that you cannot roll back onto the circuit. Just manages not to, that's on board. And this is Kovacs getting past, or Kovacs rubbing and exchanging paint with Villeneuve. Demori watching from behind. See the live action there as well, by the way. Demori on the live action. Apologies, has got past Kovacs. So while we're showing you these replays, Tamori is up into second place. Kovacs is now third. Tokarev is right on the rear of the pair of them. And that is for P4. This is back to the live action now. This is looking back from Simon Tamori. Kovacs now down to P3. And that behind the full red Toyota is that of Kovacs. We've lost Juan Ferraro. He's into the pit lane. And Taranto is out of the race. 18th place for him. He's probably not going to score enough points for this one. This is Sabota now up to 9th. He's trying to take home a bit more prize money. That is Thomas Herzog behind him. He's fighting hard. He's got past Herzog, who's just lost out to Zaza. Whoa, Herzog! A little too quick into Poo on there. Duran Pardina has got past Villanova. That is why he's had a spin. Alonso's up to 6th. Borjazozo moves up to 7th. And here comes Sabata, who's going to try and take 8th, but he can't. Villanova gets back up to speed as Sabata comes round. Great racing at the moment in this second race. Been drama all day. The heavy rain has provided us with some great entertainment, and this is going to go down to the wire. Simon Tamori, the car in front. The red and white car in the middle is Kovacs. Then it is Tokarev in the full red livery Toyota. Second, third and fourth, and potentially at the moment by my calculations 1, 2 and 3 on the points tally for the end of today. Duran Pardina misses his brakes in the background. Tokarev's going to try and get a better drive out the chicane, but Kovacs, wise to that, keeps that line there, and you saw the white flag being waved. Yeah, the white flag is being waved, so this is the last lap of the race. And we can take a look at a couple of the moments. This is what happened to Taranto then. Opel Rouge gets a tap from Stow and into the wall backwards. That'll be some damage on the rear of that Toyota. That is why he has gone back to the pit. He's yeah, that's looking back from behind. And this is what happened to Villanueva. Gets all on the curb and just spins around himself. Back to the action though. Tokarev to the outside, up through Radion, and it's gone past Kovacs into 3rd place. Tokarev now is up 12 places and moves into 3rd place, but now Kovacs, can he do anything about this? Tokarev, the only man in the 16s once again in this race. Can Kovacs have a look then back into the con? Villanova's got past Borjazozo, and this the last lap of the race. So Villanova might want, Kovacs might want to get this place back over Tokarev, because that could cost him in terms of Tamori and 2nd place prize money. This has been a great race so far. Tokarev is still though within 6/10 of Tamori, so he could easily get on the rear of him. And I'm loving the fact we get to see the webcam footage, the camera footage of Kovacs here, because you're seeing how hard he's having to work on his simulator at home. We see the guys of previous years at Racing Unleashed in the simulators in the lounges working hard, but not like this. The steering wheel input we're getting to see from Kovacs, who has just let Tokarev maybe get a little too far in front, maybe just overdriving a little bit, fighting with the car too much. Borjazozo's got back out of Villanova, and Sabota's through as well. And Sabota might fancy a move over Borjazozo, breaks on the curb, has a moment, catches it. So Sabota trying to get some more points on the board for prize money. A little chuckle to himself there, I reckon. But Kleffenbach is coming towards the bus stop chicane. Tokarev is trying to get as close to Tamori as he possibly can. Here is Kleffenbach though. Going to be the race 2 winner, the feature race winner. in this one. It's a shame about the internet connection race one, because it would have been a great fight with him and Kovacs and Damori and Tokrev, I have no doubt. But Julian Kleffenbach then will take the feature race win. A great try for him. And now we turn our attention to Damori and that of Kovacs, and Damori's going to hang on in there. Vlad Tokrev, sorry, he's going to take P3. Simon Damori, P2. 27 places Damori has gained in today's races. Fantastic drive. Kovacs P4. Duran Pardina will come home for 5th place, just ahead of Alonso. Borja Zorzo hangs on in over Sabota. Then it will be Villanova, Thomas Herzog. And we can now, I believe, speak with Kovacs, who takes P3. And he had some great battles in that second race, did Martin Kovacs. Martin, just talk us through your race a little bit, because it looked a great one to watch.
Hey, yeah, it was a blast, you know. I didn't really think that I have a chance, seeing the times before and just seeing the previous challenges. And just before qualifying in practice, I saw the lap times and I figured that maybe I stand a chance. But still, it was 25 minutes, I think, each race in this rain. Ooh, it was something else. Well, I tried my best. I made some mistakes, and I couldn't really find the pace in the second race. It was just around the time both times in both races when Simon caught up to me, so I didn't really put up much of a fight. I was just happy to get through the field, you know, in the early laps. I had a moment there between Borja Zazo and somebody else in the last turn. I think it was lap 2 maybe. I thought that it's the end in the second race. But yeah, I'm just happy to actually finish the race and grab some good points.
Yeah, grab some big points as well as take home €40 with you. It looked fantastic to watch. Obviously, the action was brilliant. You always seemed to be in the thick of a fight, whether it was race 1 or race 2. There was action everywhere that followed you. One thing I noted on commentary there was, we got to see your camera. You seem to be working so hard in your simulator. We saw how twitchy the car was in the wet. Just how hard did you work today? Because obviously it looked like it was a bit of a workout for yourself.
It was. I didn't wear my watch right now, but I think it was somewhere around 400, 500 calories. That's the usual when I do a 1 hour race. It was tough, and I was trying to balance between, you know, taking the normal lines and taking the not so wet lines. And there's an overlap, of course. And just when you want to go faster and tap into the 317s, 316s maybe, you try to improve everywhere. But it's just, it doesn't work out that much. And you just try to balance with the throttle, you know, turn the car with it, take it back a little bit, so gain some traction on the front end. And you just need to counter the steer all the time. Yeah, I think this is just maybe unique to me. Some else of the field, maybe they are a little bit more calm in the car. I didn't feel like it wasn't under control all the times, except when I missed my braking point. But yeah, it was good fun. It wasn't really hard to actually drive the cars, you know. It was more difficult to actually race the cars when you were 2 wide, 3 wide, and there's just one single line in Blanchimont, for example. That's scary.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Martin, €40 coming your way. Congratulations today. Great racing. Hope to see you next time.
Thank you. See you.